we are here today in a very important morning, mostly afternoon right now. Most of you already know her. La mayoría de ustedes ya la conocen. Nos ha robado el corazón. Nos ha hecho sentir mucho amor, inclusive cuando no sabemos mucho de ella. So yes, she did steal our heart. It's like she has so much love to share, and even if you don't get to talk too much with her, you still can feel that. But today we're gonna ask her everything. Thank you so much for having us, April.
Thanks for coming over.
And it's because we are filming and recording this as part of Women in Search of Balance program. Estamos filmando esto como parte del programa Mujeres en Busca de Balance. Porque la conocemos. We know you, April, as the professional, the amazing nutritionist. But behind that, there is this little one and another little one, two little beautiful girls. There is a home that she has to keep in balance with. There is a husband that also, she has to go through the same, all the stuff. So how long have you been married, April?
My husband and I have been married since 2010, so we're working on 7 years.
Wow, 7 years. Some people say that that's the key, right? 7 years?
Yeah, I've heard that 7 years is a little tough, so we'll see how we make it.
How we get along with that. So you met each other at your workplace, at the hospital.
So I did get married a little bit later in life. So I was 33 when my husband and I got married. So I was able to do my schooling before I got married and had kids, which I don't think is the only way to do it, but for me worked out that way. So I went to school, went to graduate school, and got a master's degree, and then did my internship to become a dietitian. And then from there, I moved to California for a job, and ended up meeting my husband at work.
So work, and then when it came along, it's totally changed when you get married, and then it's how do you actually found that balance to keep working and then still while you are building a new family?
Well, I think you have to learn to compartmentalize a little bit. So when I'm at work, I have to focus on work, but then when I leave work, I have to leave work there and take care of my husband and my family and myself too. So you have to kind of learn to divide your time a little bit.
And be in the moment where you are,
Absolutely.
at the place that you are at.
Yeah, be mindful of what's going on at that moment. So when I'm at work, even though I do some, I can't think all the time about what my kids are doing. And then when I'm here, I can't be thinking about all the things that I need to do at work. So you just have to learn to kind of know when to think about work and when to think about family.
Right. Did you wait some time after you got married to have your little ones?
Well, that's the disadvantage of getting married a little bit later is your clock is ticking. So actually my husband and I got married in September, and we found out we were pregnant with my first daughter in that following January. So we didn't wait very long. But that's okay. It worked out okay for us that way.
So one of the things I was telling them today when we're talking about the class that you are coming next Wednesday, it's that you do exactly what you just said. Take the time to yourself. We've met several times in different competitions and trainings. How do you actually find the time to keep yourself fit? And not only fit, competition level fit.
I don't know how. Competition. You have to make time for yourself. And so one of the things I was planning on talking about on Wednesday is honestly it's selfish to not take care of yourself, because if I don't take care of me and keep myself fit, I'm not going to be physically and emotionally and mentally able to take care of my kids and my husband. And so if I don't carve some time out to take care of myself, then I'm not going to be as good at everything else.
So it's not only for you, but you also get to give more to the other people. So, and do you have a set schedule? How do you organize yourself? It's
I would like to have a set schedule, but I've learned that just doesn't happen. So honestly, I just kind of fit it in when I can. Sometimes I go running on my lunch break at work, just because that's when I don't have the kids. My girls are getting a little bit older now, so sometimes I'll take them running with me. So I have a stroller. My older one actually likes to run alongside me a little bit. So it's slower. I don't get to go as fast when I'm running with them, obviously, but I'm still getting exercise, and I think I'm teaching them an important lesson about exercise.
And they follow along really good.
Yeah.
I've seen you like they already starting to go to competitions and trainings together.
Yes.
They did the kids triathlon?
My oldest did, yeah. My oldest did the kids triathlon.
Oh my God, how do you feel? Because she's following on your footsteps.
I couldn't have been more proud. It was exciting, yeah. And the goal is for her and my youngest, for both my girls, to understand that exercise can be fun. So I don't want them to think of it as punishment or something they have to do so they can eat a donut. I want them to see the joy in exercise.
All right. Do you share the same passion with your husband? He's also very active.
He is. We both like to be active, but in a little bit different ways. My husband prefers to lift weights. He says he's only going to run if someone's chasing him. But I really think, because I don't do enough weights, he doesn't do enough cardio. So we help kind of encourage the other one to participate more in the other type of exercise. Because I really think, especially as you get older, you need both. You need strength training and you need aerobic exercise both. So we try to encourage the other to do it.
And now, one of the things that we really don't like to talk about, nutrition. She is the expert. She's the one that has been teaching us for so much in our nutritional classes. Was it always that way? Were you always very disciplined on mindful of what you eat and stuff?
No, I wasn't. In college, I was actually studying to be a dietitian. I did all kinds of crazy diets, cabbage soup diet, ABC, I don't know. They were just weird and unhealthy, and none of them worked very well. So I wasn't good at learning how to eat well. Luckily, through my training to become a dietitian, I think I've learned a little bit about balancing healthy eating. Many people think when you're a dietitian and when you are healthy that you never eat donuts and you never eat hamburgers. That is not true. We eat those sometimes. It's just we don't eat them all the time.
All the time.
So we balance it with healthy eating.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds so simple. We're going to learn more about that. It's because also has to do with how you feel, right? Because sometimes we are too emotional that then we crave for that stuff that give us that sense of I need to feel better. Did you ever have that stuff that I don't feel good, I'm not worthy?
Oh, sure.
And how do you get out of there?
I don't think there's one answer that's going to work for everybody. Unfortunately, I think a lot of girls and women experience that because starting at age 6, a lot of us start to learn that our self-worth isn't based on our brain or what we know. It's based on how we look. And so for example, in the magazines, a lot of the girls don't look like what, let's say, my young daughter thinks that she's going to look like. So we have to learn, our self-worth isn't all based on, I think it's important to take care of yourself and present yourself in a professional and a nice-looking way, but that's not all you have to offer to society. You're smart, you take care of your children, you cook meals for your family, maybe you have a job that you are contributing to society. Those are all more important than how you look. How we teach young girls that, I don't know, but I don't know for sure, but I'm going to try with mine too. Teach them that they have value that goes beyond their physical appearance.
Right. We've been telling about in the program is like if we, as moms, we really learn to love and take care of ourselves, our kids are going to follow our footsteps.
Yes. I try very hard to never criticize myself in front of my kids. Let me see. So I never say, oh, I look fat, or oh, I need to lose weight. Even if I feel those things, I'm very mindful about not saying that in front of my girls because I even sometimes try to say, oh, don't I look good in these jeans? Even if I don't feel that way, I try to say that to them so they know that it's okay to feel good about yourself.
Okay.
And if I'm always body shaming myself, then they're going to feel like that's appropriate for them too.
Right. What do you think, like, if I see April, and I see a very beautiful, smart, fit person, woman, but that has a very nice family, and then with your kids, and you're also professional. And what do you think that for you has been the key to actually get here? Because when you look it from the outside, sometimes you realize it's like, oh, that picture perfect.
It's not perfect. That's a lie. I mean, honestly, I think for me personally, prayer and leaning on God, because decisions to move to California or go to school, I had to pray about those things because God knows everything. And so if you pray and follow His lead, then things will fall into place.
Right.
If we try to make all the decisions ourselves without praying about it, that's when I found that things don't fall into place the way that I would like.
Right. And we've heard it before. We just talked to Regina like a couple of weeks ago, and that's exactly what she said. Just pray over it, and then you keep moving.
Yes.
You keep moving, and then just trust that you're going to be guided to the right way, right path. When you see because you do work with a lot of women, and when you see our women, what's your vision for them as a community?
That's a good question. I would like our community of ladies to know that we value them, that they are smart, that they can go back to school or go to school if they choose to do so, that they don't have to go back to school, that you could be a great member of society even if you're at home with your kids. I think that's a really important job too. But to value yourself, whether you're working in the workforce or you're working at home. I've been a stay-at-home mom for a short amount of time. That's a lot of work. So you guys are doing great. But to value yourself and to know that you're worthy.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, April. Thank you. I know that on a Wednesday, we're going to get to ask her a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about how important our relationships are, like to feed, to take care of, your relation with yourself, with your family, with your kids, with, your friends. How do you really want to develop those kind of relationships in order to make them grow?
Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
See you on Wednesday.
Bye.